I'll be right with you, just doing some touches, Welcome to Live at 5. Oh, I'm having some technical difficulties with Twitch. I'll be right with you. Hey, there she is. Thank you for your patience. Okay. They didn't like the title. Twitch said change the title. So I put the new title for Twitch is False Heroes Lead to More Coffins. Hey, water down. Welcome to the show. It's time for my favorite part of the show. Why am I screaming? Disclaimers. 1 second.
Disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Who they suspect is a member of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, or as Trump pronounces it,
Tren de Aragua.
Right. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
All right, let's get into it. Hit me. Hit me. Yo, what it is? What it is? I'm a man of my word. Shouts to black women. Shouts to black women. You know what it is? We need them. Where's my drums? Come on now.
I don't need.
Where's my drums?
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family. Really, the whole American family. I mean, who wasn't raised by a black woman? No, I was. You know what I'm getting from? So I'm going to have to put a pause in this conversation, which I'm really enjoying.
Welcome to the show. Today's title is Making Martyrs Out of Morons. It's been really difficult. Excuse me. I just got a new message. Oh, okay. Some more. My wife just sent me some Charlie Kirk stuff. I'll look at that. Thank you for sending that. And thank you for your CP in the chat. Today's show, again, Making Martyrs Out of Morons. The Twitch already blocked the title. Had a hard time with this title because even with AI, this wasn't my original concept. Obviously, a play on making lemons out of lemonade. But my original concept was a superhero with a cape on, right? And he's cross-eyed like this guy, but he's like his, you know, his cape is in a mop bucket. This is what I said to AI. His cape is in a mop bucket, and he's cross-eyed, and there's a big M on his chest for moron, and then, you know, cross-eyed superhero. And they were like, no. So shout out to AI. Apparently, fragility is a thing, and making fun of false prophets is a crime. So much for free speech. Guys, today's, again, making martyrs out of morons. And if you're on Twitch, it's going to be, I believe, false heroes lead to more coffins.
Delete.
Okay. We didn't do affirmations yesterday. We're going to get into them today. I got some fascinating stuff for you guys. I'm talking with my hands again. I'm going to get into that. Yesterday's joke. Oh, hot out the gate. What do I got? I got some stuff. Hold on. I wrote some stuff down. This is not your run-of-the-mill bullshit show. This is live at 5. The only show that starts at 6 o'clock. And it's not going to be a long one. Because, sure, I got some good stuff. I got some good stuff. We're going to get biblical a little bit. We're going to get black, of course, always. To be clear, this is a channel made for black people, by black people. Of course, all are welcome.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
But to be clear, I stand for black people, and anyone who opposes black people is an enemy of mine. I don't care if the person may have said something that was relatively clever or resonated with you. If that same person also down talked my people in any capacity, you're not a friend of mine. Okay? Now, if you're one of those people who support those kind of people who sometimes they may be racist, sometimes they're not racist, and you're on the latter, please do not contact me. Okay. Also, another thing on the list. I don't know what I'm calling it a list. I got a list. Okay. I wrote down some quips. Some people are too lost to find themselves, let alone no. Okay, I'll start off. Take it from the top. Okay. Some people are too lost to find themselves, let alone too lost to even know what they're looking for. Oh shit. That's from the dome. I feel like Omarion.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was my doing.
Also, I saw a little kid taking out the garbage today, and he had so much pride. And I was like, I feel the same way when I take out the garbage. Just the littlest things, you get so much glee and gloat. You gloat like I did something big today. So, shout outs to the little things.
It was all a dream.
All right. And last but not least, be careful of people who like pets more than humans. Okay. Time to start the show, guys. We're going to get into affirmations.
We're going live.
I got clips. I got chips. I got all types of shit. We're going to talk about the Black Saint. We're talking about martyrs mostly. And what's the importance of it? And what's the importance of the misuse of martyrdom? It's a hot topic. I'm sure. Shouts to hot topic. So the difference between, just out the gate, the difference between a martyr and a moron. Okay, the term moron it originated in 1910. As we reached a certain thing, the reason why this word was blocked and I wasn't allowed to use it, because moron has become a psychological classification of individuals who may or may not have a mental problem. So, but back in 1910, that word moron meant someone who had the mind capacity of a 7 to 12-year-old in their adulthood. Now, do I say there are more morons than martyrs? Sure. Do I think that people who don't think like me are morons? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying people who condone idiot ideologies. You don't have to condone that, and it doesn't make you a fool because you're on the right side. Evil is evil. Being mean is mean. Come on. 2 plus 2 is 5. All right, so I think when you have to remind people what mean is and what stupidity is, then yeah, you may or may not be a redneck. No, you may or may not. Shout out to your CP in the chat. I see the minds. I ain't talking about nobody. You may or may not be a moron. That's all. If someone has to break down to you what's wrong about something, then you may be a moron. So again, don't ride for people unless you understand everything that person stands for. And if you do, and that person, Charlie Kirk, and that person says mean things about a specific group of people all the time, oh, you nasty, you may be a moron because you're sticking up for things that you know that's wrong. Being blatantly ignorant is a moronic action because you're controlling that, and you're controlling to be oblivious. So I think that categorizes you to be a certified moron. And let's get to the word martyr. Of course, comes from the Greek word martyr, M-A-R-T-U-R, meaning witness, as in witness me. Uh-oh. Hello? Uh-oh. How are we doing? Is this a delay? Witness, true martyr to me, according to my notes, is someone who's willingly suffers or dies, which is just the definition. But of course, there are different forms of martyrs. There are people who think that they're dying for a purpose, but they're just dying. Usually it's religious. Sometimes it's mixture of religious, and you're mixing religion and politics together. That's kind of one of the key components of New Age martyrdom, and a firm belief or true cause of your own, or a refusal to renounce that belief by any means necessary. So
this is not me. I'm fighting for my life. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook. Wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Am I good? Yeah, I'm good. But what's wrong?
You got it?
No, I was frozen for a bit. But I'm good. I'm back. Thank you for your CP in the chat. All right. So, with that being said, I got that out the way. We're gonna get an explanation of what the word martyr is way better than what I'm doing. But I gotta my definition is sort of a cut and dry, just straight out, blatant, plain Jane definition. But I will, of course, have a clip that will go way deeper than what I'm doing. And I also have some notes just about the dangers of misuse martyrdom, and of course the sacrifices that happen for to me, it happens for no reason. Sometimes I think people are sacrificing their freedom and their livelihood for no reason. So some may call it freedom of speech. Some may call it, everyone never has a right to believe what they want. I understand that. But again, those words and those rights that you kick and that you put out to the world, you got to understand that someone's going to give that right back, no matter which form it comes in, a blessing or a bullet. So, all right, blessing or a bullet, guys. Welcome to Live at 5. Let's cheer up a little bit. Let's get into affirmations.
We're going live.
Thank you for joining me. And yeah, man. And then we'll start the show. We get into some clips. It's not going to be a long one, I promise. Affirmations time. Thanks for joining me. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here. So I appreciate you. All right, let's get into it. 1 second. I'm going to share my screen. Put some respect on that. And look at the insurrection in anime. Come on now. Shouts to AI. All right. Alexa, make me beg. How dare I? First of all, happy 9/11, everybody. I don't know if that's the right terminology. Well, I guess not happy 9/11, but good 9/11 to you. Hats off. Shoes off. Shout out to TSA.
Stop me.
That's my last 9/11 joke. I forgot it was 9/11. Look at that. Do you remember where you were? I remember where I was. I remember it like it was yesterday. Does everyone get one of those things in the mail saying that you should file for a lawsuit if you got any 9/11 dust? So.
It was all a dream.
Think about that next time, okay? Think about that dust next time. Next time you take your life for granted, think about 9/11 dust. I don't know. I got. You know what it is? For someone to die of that caliber, and for so many people to be on the fence, like there's people who are just finding out who this person is, and they're choosing sides. Is that weird?
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
It's just people love to be on the wrong side of good. That's it. That's all.
Really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
I've been hearing that a lot.
So that's all. That's all I got for that. But let's get into affirmations. Shout out to Marcella, my wife. These are affirmations up every day, every other day. Go check them out. It's all positive. I'm just putting that on live right now on Instagram. 1 second.
When I try to tell you so, yes I did, but I guess you didn't know. As I said, a story goes, baby, now I got the flow.
I'm not going to spend too much time talking about Charlie Kirk, but I will start a video about Charlie Kirk, and then I'll get into my shit. But it's Nay, New York Nay made a new video on Charlie Kirk. I got to share that with you. I didn't watch it yet because we're family. We'll watch it together. We'll enjoy New York Nay together. 1 second, Papa needs a refill.
What are we talking about? Going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6:5. Ooh, that's it.
I just have a tough time with people who take pride in bullying too, because it is a form of bullying. So you're bullying men, you're bullying women over a situation that we're all divided about. You know, it's not one answer. I really believe it's just right and wrong, and I think that guy is wrong. So if you support him, I don't support murder, no. But I do support DMX. And DMX says, if you do dirt, you get dirt.
Oh, you got it.
And now he's in the dirt. All right. That's enough. That's enough of that. Trying to make somebody mad today. Where's Mystical? Does anybody know where Mystical is? I mean, outside of getting out of prison for sexual attacks on women. All right. I hope he's doing all right. I hope those women are doing all right too. Shake your face. All right. Remember our saints, Black America, Charlie who? Well, look, this woman, Risa so far, fan of the show.
Follow us on Instagram.
She had an interesting post. Since we all recognize how young 31 is, Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Stephen Clark, Elijah McClain, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, all people murdered under the age of 31. Amen. Say their names. Amen. Inshallah, to the lost, the real fallen angels. And again, these people might have spewed some hate to maybe their close ones or whoever. I mean, you know, I know no one's squeaky clean, but guess what? They never did nothing to me. So I have proof that that man who was shot in the neck said some really harsh things, not only to me, but about my people and especially my sisters. So someone's got to pay the piper. All right, so the Most High is not playing. Let the Lord fight our battles, and the victory shall be ours. Inshallah. That's how I feel. Here we go. Is that share? That's how I feel. Because thank you for your CP in the chat. Again, you're on the right or wrong side of history. This is history. Every assassination, whether you like it or not, goes in the books. This is going in the books. And which side do you want to be on? Unfortunately, I'm on Batman's side. So whoever stands for justice, I'm with you. All right, let's get into the first one.
My dear American sister.
Don't let the uninspiring fucks drag you down. That's got to be shared. Hilarious. Again, speaking of uninspiring fucks, these are people who leech on negativity for clout. It's not original. It's been around for generations, decades. So being anti for something positive is not new. It's not helpful, and it's a selfish point of view. So it's selfish. Is martyrdom selfish? We'll get into that. I've watched some stuff and I'm struggling. I know I'm Stevie Wonder today. I'm struggling with his dead lie. I don't know, one of them songs. I struggle with if it's selfish or selfless. That's kind of where I'm at with the stuff that I picked up, and I'll let you be the judge of what do you think being a martyr is, and if it's part of our fight. Is it everyone's? Should everyone be a martyr? Because that's how I feel if you're online, you're partaking in some form of sharing your belief, kind of like this show. My belief is simple.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
Shout outs to Sheldon.
White people. White people things.
Just be on the right side of history. But yes, it's uninspiring to drag other people down, especially with something you barely believe in. So yes, love this. Biscuits, because I totally agree. This is exactly what I was just talking about. Don't jump on the bandwagon of negativity. Get your facts straight, number one, before you start even siding with people. Because clearly a lot of these niggas are out here just lying for clicks. Lying for clicks. So don't be one of those people that lie for clicks. Is it worth it? Is it worth your pride? Everything you stood for? Everything you stand for? And that, keep in mind, like I said, talk about being on the right side of history. All those tweets and all those things that people you're putting out there, they up there for life. So be careful. Be careful. And look at all of his work, not just the trending stuff. Go to like episode 2 of the Charlie Kirk podcast or whatever. Like, get into it. Get into it before you start. You know, I know why I stand for Malcolm X. Not so much Martin. Not so much Martin. The only Martin I love is Martin Lawrence. Shout out to Martin Lawrence. Nah, but I'm just saying, I understood both their views and opinions, and I chose a side. You're just choosing a side who's opposite of black. That just happens to be one of the most popular things that you could do on the internet is be the opposite of a black person. All right. So this is excellent. Makes all the sense. Going to the next one. Are Pinky and the Brain still trying to take over the world? Because at this point, I'm willing to hear the Brain's platform. At this point, I'm willing to hear Pinky's platform. Nice. I would say I'm more, again.
Really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
I've been hearing that a lot.
One wants to just destroy it. Total domination. And I'm sure Pinky, you know Pinky, he probably just want to have a good time. So love that. I think I'm at Pink. I think I'm kind of Pinky right now. Shout out to Pinky and the Brain. Great show. Shouts to Adult Swim. I mean, not Adult Swim, Cartoon Network. All right. Fantastic. Yeah. Pinky all the way. Seriously. All right. I know I don't have to be sarcastic, but the world has given me so much material to work with. I would hate to be wasteful. Listen, satire, satirical, sarcasm has got us so far as a society. Satire and Pinky and the Brain. I thought you were gonna say satire. Shout out to Chassie.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family, really of the whole American family. I mean, who wasn't raised by a black woman? Well, I was. I'm getting.
Thank you for your CP in the chat. They do give each other balance, and I would think together they would make a perfect world. Kind of like, I don't know, American citizens. I wouldn't say that we would be the Pinky, but we're probably the Pinky, and the big head one is definitely the Anglos of this country that think I'm not going to say small because he was a genius, smart, but he was blinded by his own genius. So
yeah.
So yeah, problematic, but you do need them together. Correct. Exactly. For the balance. For sure. Thank you for your CP in the chat. This one gets don't be wasteful. Use your skills. If you're a funny guy, be a funny guy. You're a storyteller, be a storyteller. but don't waste your skills. That's how I feel about the Daily Show. You talking about Daily Show? You talking about SNL? You can't kill sarcasm, guys. You can't kill it. You can't kill it. So, especially with all this shit that's happening, there's only room for sarcasm. So, yes. Don't be wasteful. That's goals. Just like that. We're going to run out of these eventually. I'll probably have to download some more emojis. Who knows? We'll see. Our bodies are not designed to absorb and process this much violence, loss, and grief. Shouts to Min Jin Lee. I don't think so. I think we move past grief and suffering and pain real quick. It's not a thing. It doesn't, it's a blip. Just like Charlie Kirk. By the end of the month, we're done. We'll be done. I mean, I know Black people are done. We're done by the end of the month. But I put on X, and I'm not trying to be an advocate for violence. That's not this show.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
But I do believe, like this quote says, our bodies, we're not designed, but we adapt. So not necessarily we I want to say absorb, but we definitely adapt, which is not good. Adapting is not processing, and adapt is not accepting. It's just adapting, plugging something in. That's it. You just plugged in, and that's it. Are you a functional plug? Are you generating any light source? Any positive, which is light?
It was all a dream.
Eventually, this will turn into a science show. No, it won't. We adapt to pain and suffering and murder. How many show of hands? How many people look for the full video? I did. I looked for the full video immediately, but I always do that. It's just I got to see it.
You got it.
I got to see it with my own eyes. I got to see how bad it was for it to be trending, and I got to see if it was even that bad. Was it that bad? It was. It was bad. It was bad. It was a lot of blood. It's a lot of blood. It was bad. It was bad.
Okay. Well.
But did I move on mentally? I mean, I'm here. I actually learned. I've learned from Charlie. Oh, it's fucked up his name. I learned from Charlie Kirk's death immediately. Look, I'm doing a show about martyrdom. And I haven't even messed up that word yet. But I'll tell you, it's harder to spell. So I'm going to write it here for me so I don't keep messing it up. Martyrdom. Let me just make sure I don't write down the incorrect spelling of the word that martyrdom. That's today's word, guys. Martyrdom. Martyrdom sounds like a martyrdom. 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 Marty River. Marty boat. Look at the ladies in the chat having a go. Love that.
Regular, degular. It's regular. No.
Woman is the backbone.
Good to see it.
The African American woman is the backbone.
Good to see it. All right, this one gets for sure. For sure. We have to take some process time. We don't even want to process. We just want to keep it going and move the fuck on. We don't process. And I don't think we definitely absorb, but I don't think we process. We move on too soon. And I think moving on also is the same people who go on a platform. People who go on the platform. Captain Crunch Kirk. Who said that? Oh, you watched the video? Chill. Don't watch the video, you nerd. You talking about Nay? Where'd you get that from? I didn't even watch the video. Who said Captain Crunch Kirk? I didn't say that. Thanks for your CP in the chat. All right. Yeah, we do move on too soon. And again, like I was just saying, if you do the opposite, you claim that you understand what's going on, but yet you go the negative way on purpose, you're a bad person.
Okay. Well,
you're a bad person. Congratulations. Okay. I Was Never Broken, Volume 3. The love you find will always be a reflection of you. Hey. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. I'm going to say thanks, because guess what? The love I found is a reflection of me. And let me tell you, that reflection is gorgeous. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Same. That reflection is gorgeous. All right, moving on. People who are truly anointed don't fit in, and they annoy people who do. People who are truly anointed don't fit in, and they annoy people who do. Now I would have to look up the word anointed. Hold up. Sorry, I don't know what that word means.
And what, check with
Google time. Google time.
You don't have to tell me. I'll look it up. I got to learn. I gotta learn. Spelled it wrong. I gotta learn. To smear or rub with oil, typically as part of a religious ceremony. So does that mean like blessed? Blessed. Okay. So like blessed. So those who are blessed, truly blessed, don't fit in, and they annoy people who do. Okay. So the anointed would be not in. We are not part of modern day society, and that seems to be the problem. Okay. So you get the whale. You get the whale. Where's the whale? Show me whale. There is it. There it goes. Always stand out. I still got shorts on my avatar. It's getting chilly.
Did that make you feel a certain way?
Love this. Standing in and standing strong. Standing by. There you go. Standing in and standing by. There you go. Shouts to Trump.
We're winning. You see what's going on. So whatever you can do to help financially would be fantastic, because we have to beat it. If it's $5 or $10 or $100, whatever you can do.
I can't believe it's over already. We did it. Well, great job, Marcella. This is a great batch. As always.
The African American woman is the backbone of the Black family, really of the whole American family.
Great job. Guys, again, go to Marcella April Ponticello. Get these affirmations all day, a day.
Regular, regular, no.
All day, every day.
For free. It's for free. So what are you going to do? Thanks for your CP in the chat. Guys, that was affirmations. Thank you for that boost of confidence. Now it's time to get into the shit. And keep in mind,
once again, I'm not an activist. I'm just caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
What am I looking for? Hold on. All right, yes. Okay, so now it's time to. I think I got. Put Martyrdom in the chat. All right, so we're gonna start the show. It's time. It's gonna get complex. It's not gonna be a long one, but it's gonna get complex. And we're gonna start with just the origins of what a martyr is, and then we'll take it from there. Do I have some simma? Do I have some saints involved in this? Sure. Do I have some people who may do I have a Black woman's cry to other Black women to stop being martyrs? I do have something like that. So let's get on with the show. We're burning daylight. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. I'm your host, Odd Negroes One. This is Making Martyrs Out of Morons. I always have to look at my own title, even though I made it up.
Getting jiggy with it. We're going live. Getting jiggy with it. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
All right, so it's time for another brief break. When I say brief, I mean real brief. Don't go anywhere. Get yourself some peanuts or some shit. Get your shit on. Get some stuff on. Go take a piss. Go do something. Go do something with your life. No.
They're so excited for you to be a part of this experience, the fans. So you want to leave?
And then when we come back, I'm going to start with New York Nay's video of Charlie Kirk, because he is being called a martyr. I've even seen tweets and twats of people comparing him to Malcolm X.
Regular, it's regular.
And I don't know why, because we didn't kill that nigga. Where's the black sniper? When?
Regular.
And what black sniper would have got away with it? Guys, use your fucking brain.
Oh, you got.
It's okay. Compare him to Malcolm now. But once you figure out who the killer is, we're back on white crime, okay? And the only reason why I'm even talking about this is because I'm trying to put a hole. I'm putting my noose and my foot on the neck on white crime. I'm putting my I needed to stop. You guys got to take care of each other. You're all you got. All right, let's get into New York Nay. I'm taking one more brief intermission. Of course, I'm not going to leave you without a dance party. I got a dance party for you, and I'll be right back. All right, welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock.
I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe, and share.
6 o'clock. We're going live at 6
Be
o'clock.
back in like 2. 1, 2.
Ooh, that's it.
All good. See you.
Approaching window. Copy that. ETA, 15 seconds.
50 not counting. Condition?
Looks like we got some Kentucky windage.
10-4.
One shot, one kill.
The universal fight, a resonating echo of the battles waged by oppressed people across the globe.
Approaching window.
Copy that.
ETA, 15 seconds.
50 not counting. Condition?
Looks like we got some Kentucky windage.
10-4.
One shot, one kill.
The universal fight, a resonating echo of the battles waged by oppressed people across the globe.
Approaching window.
Copy that.
ETA, 15 seconds.
50 not counting. Condition?
Looks like we got some Kentucky windage.
10-4.
One shot, one kill.
The universal fight.
What do you mean data? What do you mean that? What do you mean this chip eats? What do you mean this chip takes data? I think about Ice Cube a lot, man. He's a special guy.
They're going after the chip.
The same reason they love my phone. These little guys are drawn to data.
What do you mean drawn to data?
It's intelligent. The more data it consumes, the smarter it gets.
These things eat data.
Exactly.
Every now and again, I like to channel that. I like to channel Ice Cube's curiosity. Did you see how curious he was? That's so disrespectful to compare him to Malcolm. It is. It is. Thank you for your CP in the chat. I mean, even if you listen to what this guy talks about, we're not talking about peace. He incites race wars. He is a race god. He's a bait lord. He's Andrew Tate with a part and no muscle. He's like he's a chubby Andrew Tate. We should stop putting white American behavior under a microscope since they love looking at our shortcomings. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Absolutely. Listen,
Follow us on Instagram.
That's kind of what we do as our Negroes. We like to put the white Caucasian under a microscope. Not too close, but we like to study them. I like to study behavior of them as well, because it's so fun for other races to jump on the Caucasian carriage. I should have had horse and carriage in here.
White people. It was all a dream.
Thank you for your CP in the chat. Yeah, I do believe for sure they threw Malcolm in there for no reason, because again, we didn't kill that nigga. Y'all killed that nigga. And wait till you figure out who the suspect is before you start bashing a group of people. Niggas is making videos coming for black people already as if we did it. Just because we're doing exactly what he got shot for is speaking our fucking mind. What it is, gang. What it is, gang. It don't work one way. It works both ways, baby. Freedom is a two-way street, my nigga. All right. I was gonna do my notes, and then it's time. Oh wait, no. Well, first we gotta do New York next. So I'm gonna share my screen. I guess this is affirmations as well. I could bring her back. Listen, I love me some Onaja. This Friday for X Gonna Give It To You, I will be checking up on her. And if you're watching and you want to attend the X Gonna Give It To You show, by all means, inquire within. But this Friday, I will be reviewing no other than Alexa, make me big, please. I'll try.
My dear American sister.
Onijah Andrew Robinson. Shout out to Onijah Andrew Robinson.
The African American woman is the backbone.
I'm gonna need about 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Yeah, I got people who I know, not more than one, that are just going way too hard. And I think it's got to be a gimmick. Quiet all summer. And like some little weird hen, some weird hitchhog, you pop out of the dirt, popping shit about a nigga who South Park makes fun of him.
He told me to take my high yellow ass inside that house.
I mean, it's too easy to understand that this guy is bad, right? I mean, that's just common sense, but maybe not. I didn't see the good in everybody. Okay. But again, they could just be morons. Using God's shield when you don't have a religious bone in your body. There's so many people that do that. Same people who murder people but believe in God. It doesn't work like that. You're still going to hell, bud. So
I don't need.
That has nothing to do with me. It just said, thou shalt not kill. Right? You biffed it. You blew it. You're going to hell. I thought that was it. Everyone said that. Thou shalt not kill. That's easy. All right. I'm going to play New York Nay, the BIE that we got to get into today. All right, let's see what we got. Ring. Uh-oh.
I know the comprehension skills are no longer up to par overall in this country. So I'm going to start this off by saying prayers to this man's family. Very tragic what they have to endure moving forward. Now, with that being said, can we get the Epstein files? Or are we not doing that no more? Or what? Like, we just bookmarking that? Asking for a friend. I'm just confused. And then this is some of the most critical white-on-white crime I ever seen. Ooh. Sniper? I'm on my black business. Like, what did he do to make them niggas that bad? On the real though, I fear my community has to simply learn when to exit the chat. I'm not saying like jump for joy or nothing like that.
Let's stop the day.
But it's like you don't have to give your attention to every single thing under the sun, especially when they would not be reciprocated. That's all I'm saying. This just don't got even remotely close to anything to do with us. This is some shit straight out of a movie.
Yeah, Manchurian Candidate. Or Sniper starting Bradley Cooper. They don't understand love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Listen.
You've got to love life to have life. And you've got to have life to love life.
Thank you for your CP in the chat. For sure. It goes both ways. Or you get the purgatory. That's not something you want.
I don't need.
You don't want purgatory. That's what happens when you're stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle of good, right and wrong. People have the nerve to say that it's not about right and wrong. It's about truth. It's about truth and I can't even get my words up. Can't get my words up. I'm getting kerfuffle.
What are we talking about?
Truth and fiction or whatever. I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a fuck about one person's idea of the truth. I'm talking about right and wrong. For you to denounce a group of people, black people, shut down our history, shut down our plight, shut down the things we've done for this country. I don't have to go. The list goes on and on and on. And I see people now just starting to get into this guy, which always happened, martyrdom. Nobody knows or gives a fuck about you till you die. But then what do you want to be remembered by? Being a racist supremacist? A supremacist, you're fucking, that's your legacy? It's terrible. And for people to keep that going, I don't know what to tell you. All right. So at first, like I said, I want to get into the definition of a martyr. I'll play a video. And again, thanks for joining me. I see some people in the chat.
Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
I just want to also, like she said too, before I get into any more jokes about this dead man, I'm not condoning murder and I'm not condoning what happened to him. I think it sucks. It sucks being shot in the neck, but I'm just saying, like, you got different people offended by different races of people, different genders of people offended by what this man said. So the shooter is anybody. But you know, I'm not going to the funeral. All right, let's get YouTube going, and let's get just a definition. I can't wait to watch the funeral. That's gonna be funny. Not funny like that. Like funny for the earth. Like, imagine this. Imagine a funeral for a guy that nobody likes, and then let's say the people who are really upset, because I'm not that upset. I'm more upset with the people who are riding for this guy more than they've ever rode for any death that ever happened in the history of America. Like, we had hot summers, man. Like, hot summers with just death after death of black males by cops and all this shit, just back to back to back. And not a peep, not one fucking peep. So to see these people come out of the woodwork just praising this nigga like he's the next prophet, like Allah on earth, I don't know where this hatred for black people is coming from. And they're not even talking about his financial plans that he had for economics or whatever the fuck he was gonna do if he was president or whatever. But we're not even talking about what he does for a living. I don't even know. He's a speaker. Are me and him the same? Did we just talk for a living? He goes to colleges. That's the difference. I'm just like, why would you jump on this loser's bandwagon? He's a bully with a bad haircut. All right, rip. Okay. We're gonna get into just the definition of martyrdom. A lot of these clips are long, but we're not gonna do all of that. Is that? Oh, jeez. I hope I don't get strike for that Jodeci. Jodeci's back on tour, guys. If you were wondering, that's what I'm looking at. Jodeci is back on tour with Babyface. What am I? I wish I could share. Oh, I can't. I can't share what I'm watching. Hold on. I gotta show you. I've never rewinded a commercial before, but look at this. Holy shit, dude! Welcome to Live at 5. Guys, that's Charlie Wilson, I think. And I can't go back because it's a commercial, but Charlie Wilson, Babyface, Alexa, make me big. Stop playing on my phone. You got it. Guys, look at Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson, Jodeci, and Babyface are on tour. It's the 90s all over again. Oh, Fast Feet. Oh, shit, Charlie. I don't want to play it because of the thing. Tickets on sale now. All right. This is not the video. I got lost. You can't show me Jodeci and think I'm not gonna forget what I was doing. Okay. I can't believe Jodeci is back on tour. Fuck. All right. I'll get into the definition of martyrdom. There we go. And we'll break this down together. I'll skim. Clearly, it's very long. I'll skim through some of it. I was going to do a bookmark of where I was at, but I was looking at a couple of just to make sure it's the right video. But I will sorry about that. I will definitely be just getting the keynotes. Welcome to Live at 5, where we skim through videos, mind the sirens. I hope they're okay. Put this bitch in 720p because we don't want any problems. And I'll put the captions on just for you. So, welcome. Thank you for joining me. What I need.
Welcome to this Jungian life.
I need dollar is what I need. I
I need dollars, what I need.
So I'm going, yeah, I'll let them rock. I'm going to see how they start. Maybe just get their introduction. And yeah, if it's too much, I'll keep it moving. I'll keep it pushing. If it's too much chatter. You know me. You know me and my chatter. I got the patience of a pit bull. All right. Thank you for joining me. Hey, if you like what you hear, you like what you're seeing, if it looks like a mental breakdown, because partially it is. It is. But at least I got my neck. Yo, remember when Wu-Tang said protect your neck?
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
Three good friends and Jungian analysts, Lisa Marciano, Deborah Stewart, and Joseph Lee, invite you to join them for an intimate and honest conversation that brings a psychological perspective to important issues of the day.
I'm Lisa Marciano, and I'm a Jungian analyst in Philadelphia.
I'm Joseph Lee, and I'm a Jungian analyst in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
I'm Deborah Stewart, a Jungian analyst on Cape Cod.
Today on the podcast, we're going to be speaking about martyrdom. And I thought this would be a really interesting phenomenon to explore both the meaning of that word. You know, throughout history, there have been religious martyrs, there have been political martyrs. We hear about them in the news, but of course, there's also the colloquial meaning of the word. And we probably all know someone that irritates us that we think of as a martyr. So we thought we'd explore both of those topics today, maybe see how they're interrelated and see how they're different. And before we jump into the podcast, I do just want to remind listeners about Dream School.
No. Don't you sell. Don't you sell. And also, love a good podcast voice.
Hi, my name's Leon, and I'm from a group called Odd Negro. And today, we're going to explore martyrdom.
It's gentle. She sounds like a librarian. She looks like a librarian. She's got her hand on her glasses. Shouts to librarians.
Yes.
That's also known as an algorithm.
A religious meaning, even to the childhood trauma that was going on. And I think that had a certain strangely protective component to it. Not that I would advocate for such a thing, for anyone to be exposed to that, but it provided a frame of meaning to something that one could easily thought of as meaningless. When I think about Viktor Frankl and his horrific suffering in the concentration camps, to afford oneself a frame of meaning, and with martyrdom, a frame of archetypal meaning.
Jew this, Jew that.
In an environment that is inherently annihilating.
Wow, Joseph, that really just opened up this topic so beautifully and poignantly. I love what you said, that sort of one of the main ideas is there could be value in suffering.
Sure.
Suffering could be transformed or in service to something greater. And that's true, right? Like that's just fundamentally true, that, and we know this as analysts, that you know, we often see people in anguish in our practices, and part of the space we hold is that their suffering could have meaning, and it could be in the interest of soul making.
Yeah.
Soul making. That's new.
That the martyr is, in some ways, subtly and often unconsciously, particularly as a child, identified with the suffering God. And so there's a way in which God takes part of the suffering away from us, in the idea that there is a co-suffering it's a very, it sounds like strange mental gymnastics, but as a child, it made sense to me.
Yeah. You weren't the only one who suffered.
No, not at all.
Others had suffered too, and they had transcended their suffering.
Yes, in that way, but I have to say that also the subtle protective inflation.
Yes.
That the suffering God is incarnating in the suffering child, or in myself as a suffering child, which then offers a kind of resilience and a kind of potency in the face of the pain that's being inflicted. That
he's gonna have to get us. We're watching Martyr Complex, Selfish or Selfless, a panel of scholars who are breaking down martyrdom, if it's a trauma which then stems and grows into a selfish act, or is it heroism, which you just become obligated mentally to. I'm just getting from what these people are just talking. Just have it. Heroism. You feel like I have to do this. It's my calling. That's different. If you feel like it's your calling, go pick up the phone.
You know where that came from me?
Back to it. But no, the Sleepy Joe, he's got to pick it up, baby. Get into it.
That again afforded this resistance to being annihilated. And I think that's one of the great powers of the archetypes, is that they can distort, but they also can protect us when we are in unimaginable circumstances. And I think also the term of being martyred has become a colloquial term to mean far less dramatic things.
Yes. Yeah.
And an excuse perhaps to be self-indulgent even, or to raise an ordinary suffering to an exaggerated level to afford a kind of inflation that may not be deserved.
Well, I'm so glad you brought that word up, inflation, because I think that is probably a concept that applies to both meanings of the word. And we can maybe sort of slowly unpack that as we go.
Not any more slow than this. Yeah. Not any more slow than this.
It's really very poignant. What you've said as a child.
Mary knows how to use her Zoom. I can smell the wicker from here. I just smell wicker. Do you smell wicker? I smell like old school potpourri. I can smell it from over here, from where I'm at.
To be able to find some meaning in it, that after all, there was a suffering God. There was Jesus on the cross.
Shouts to Jesus.
Giving up his own life for something greater. And that I can imagine that as a child, it really helped you to feel aligned with something greater, that you're enduring and serving something greater. There's a meaning in it, following in footsteps of one who sacrificed himself for others. And Viktor Frankl, who wrote Man's Search for Meaning, was a Jewish man and a psychologist who was imprisoned in a concentration camp during World War II. And that he too found a way to convert suffering into meaning. And I wonder if that's a litmus test in a way for what constitutes martyrdom. Is, what is it that a person is really serving? Is it a pointless sacrifice?
That's what I was talking about.
Is it a way to endure? Is it a
pointless sacrifice? Was I talking about that would be the moronic way to go out. The moronic way is a pointless sacrifice. And excuse me, I know he has 40 million subscribers, and he had a packed out show on his, I think it was called Save America tour. He was on a tour. Hold on, I have the exact name of this tour. I'll put it in the chat. It was the hashtag, hold on, American Comeback Tour. That's where he was at. He was on the American Comeback Tour. And that was his last tour. But that's when that was his plight, to bring back old America.
You know where that came from?
Bring back old America. Who needs that?
I don't need.
We're having a hard time with modern America. Don't bring back old America. That's you forgetting everything that you've learned. Is that crazy? Delete. We go back to you just like fucking going hog wild, crazy, Ford truck driving, noose carrying, curb stomping, Nazi flag, Confederate waving. We don't go back to that.
Delete. I don't need. Delete.
way to increase consciousness? Is it an interpersonal manipulation? What is really being offered up?
Well, and I think it's complex because when you think about the idea of martyrdom, you know, the underlying assumption is that somehow there's something greater than us. There's something greater than the life of the body that matters more, you know, and that's a tremendous idea. And it's an idea that very much speaks to what Jung called the religious function of the psyche. So he thought that we all had a sort of innate urge to be in relationship with something larger than ego. And it was an instinct. The religious function is one of the basic instincts. And I can't see how Jung wasn't right about that. It seems really obvious to me that he pegged that. So that sense that there's something larger than me, and so my individual life doesn't matter very much. You know, that's an incredibly compelling idea. I mean, if the sort of fear of death is a major motivator for most of us, the idea that we could sort of overcome that by making our life be in service to something greater is pretty wildly compelling. And so if we think about martyrs, we mentioned the early saints, and I think they were just mostly martyrs, and they all died in these really tremendously horrific ways.
Gosh. Is it Saint Sebastian that has all the arrows?
Arrows.
Who's a favorite topic of medieval painters?
Yes. Yeah. And of course, you know, let's not forget, you know, Jesus, who martyred himself, you know, in service to something larger. He sacrificed himself.
Shouts to G. Oh, God. Shout out to Jesus being one of the first martyrs, I guess. But that's not true. I have some saints that I want to get into. I'm gonna let them cook a little bit, and then I'm gonna get into some other stuff. I'm gonna need them to chop it up. Clearly, you could go to Martyr Complex Selfish or Selflessness on your own time. It is a 1 hour and 27-minute video. I'm just gonna get into the meat and potatoes. I'm gonna get to the middle where they talk about the cultural reasons of guilt tripping. So we'll cut to the middle, and then we'll see where they're going from there, and then we'll pick it back up. Welcome to 11.5. Okay, if you again.
And what let's check with Google time.
Yeah, I'm skipping it, but if you want to watch the whole thing, there it is. All right, the burning daylight.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
6 o'clock. 6:05. Ooh, that's it.
Can you make me big? Thank you. Thank you.
Quietly.
Not so quietly. You know, the Eeyores of our lives, they often may use their sacrifices to make other people feel guilty, and in that way somehow being manipulative. So
Yes.
they get a kind of emotional advantage. And just as both of you had said many times, a need for recognition, of deep-seated need to be acknowledged and appreciated. So, you know, the volunteer who says, oh, of course I'll do that. You know, I didn't sleep for 30 hours in order to lick all the envelopes and make sure that they all went out. It was nothing at all. You know, I just, you know, I don't know why I just said that, you know. But wanting.
Do you know who that reminds me of? Cory Booker. I already did a show on Cory Booker. Go check out the Cory-thon. I did a 3-part series on Cory Booker's 40-hour bullshit rant that nobody remembers, except for me and you now. But Cory, he went in on some hardcore martyrdom shit. I'm doing this for America. I'm doing this for America. I'm doing this. He's leaning. I'm doing this to get Trump. I came from Shabbat. I only had one wafer, half of kerfuffle fish, and 2 matzo balls, and a little, like a cap full of water.
I don't need.
That recognition that I've suffered greatly to please, to serve, and there's something gratifying about doing that and having it known. And I think it's the manipulative quality of that when we talk about it in terms of popular psychology that really gets under our skin. That somebody's doing something to us as they begin to shape themselves as being martyrs, and particularly being martyrs for us.
Yeah.
I'm your martyr, whether or not you like it.
So, Joseph, I'm going to go back to the word that you helpfully used really early on. You talked about how there's a certain kind of inflation, and you even said that for you, there was something protective about that in childhood. And, but I think, you know, the kind of the colloquial sense of the term martyr, there is a kind of negative inflation. Like, I've suffered more than anyone else. This is harder for me. And there's a certain kind of glorying in that. So it's related to the idea of the help refusing complainer.
And to Caucasians,
White people.
and not just white people, this goes for Asians, Mexicans, whoever jumps on board and tells white people to stop complaining and stop being like, stop pretending to be the martyr. Oh, you got it so hard. All they do is come out the woodworks and talking about how hard they had it and how they're part of everything, but then yet they've done nothing, and then all they do is just complain about how hard slavery was, not even acknowledging all that we all been through. We're not looking to be martyrs. We're looking to get paid. It's a crime. I don't want to be your martyr. I didn't want my ancestors to be your martyr. I just want to get paid. So when you see a black person fighting, for their ethnicity and fighting for their life.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
And their livelihood, and they're fighting for their ethnicity, and they're fighting for people who look like them. It's not guilt tripping. It's barely even martyrdom. It's that you got to stop comparing Black people to like they said complainers and I guess like a borderline naysayer, someone who didn't do anything. The facts are slavery existed. First of all, these are not facts that Charlie Kirk believes. So you don't believe me? Google Charlie Kirk's idea on slavery. Google what he thinks about slavery. He does believe that the Holocaust exists, though. I'm on the fence. Oh, Charles defensive. That the boy in the striped pajamas. All right. Let's get spicy. Pretty much. We got
that a Chase Sapphire Lounge.
We got a good idea of where they're going with that. So we'll move on. I got a lot of clips, so we don't got all day. But if you would like to, of course, get that credit card with that Asian guy selling it. Oh my God, is this a Michaels commercial? I don't think I've ever seen a Michaels commercial. All right. Next, I would like to get into clearly, like I said, if you want to get into that whole video, because they get spicy. They talk about like the deep psychological trauma or whatever that happens with martyrdom. But I gotta like, it's usually people who are fucked that pretend to be martyrs just to get empathy from others. And that's a scam. You're a scammer. 40% of YouTubers do that. Not all, but some. They psych you. They psych your psyche by being something that they're not, or believing in something that they're being paid to believe in. That's a misuse of martyrdom. They go, oh, I don't want to do this, but I have to because I'm getting paid. The misusing of martyrdom. That's what I want to get into. Now, I'm going to shift gears, and by shifting gears, I mean I'm shifting colors. I heard from the whites. I got it. I understand. I appreciate you. Round of applause for the whites. It's a deadly misuse of the term martyrdom. It goes where people are doing foolish actions, and people who are, there's two ways: people who are doing foolish actions, and then people who know that it's dangerous, which would mean standing up for any sort of racial oppression, standing up for any sort of fork in the road for the Anglo-Saxon. If you block their way with any ideology or any sort of, I want to say, I'd like to call it productive. I like to call it evolution, but they call it taking their freedoms. So if you happen to battle with either a veteran, or a white person, they may have different ideas of what freedom means to them opposed to what it means to you. And now I know that freedom means one thing, but certain people ride for other people's freedom as if it's not the same word. So as problematic as that is, it's true. People believe that freedom exists for a certain group of people, and if another person asks for that said freedom, you're a beggar, you're a nuisance, you're problematic. It just turns you're turning your martyrdom on yourself. You're showing that you're the only one that could suffer. You're the only one that should be able to go, that's going through something, and everybody else is just pretending. And if that's leadership, I don't think so. I would like to think martyrdom is a sort of a leader. You're trying to start something so other people follow you. You're like you said, The word martyr comes from the term witness, right? So witness. So yeah, you're looking for an audience to share. Martyr, MARTUR. You're looking for a way to sell, which is being a witness, to sell your ideas and opinions to someone, and you may or may not be necessarily physically suffering, but you will give off that you are suffering just to prove your point. Now, to me, that's pointless. If you have to convince yourself to believe in your own ideology that you kick to other people, you don't believe in anything. Before he was murdered, I know that Chris, I don't even know his name. Jesus Christ. The respect for the dead.
We're going live. Ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6:5. Ooh, that's it.
What's worse than racist martyrdom or purposeful, non-purposeful? Well, maybe you're doing it on purpose. So purpose, hatred, false martyrdom. So you're dying like, all right, Chris. Oh my God, I'm doing it again. Charles Kirk died for what? His last words was shitting on Chicago. I don't know if he wanted to go out like that. I don't even think he even been to Chicago. Has Charles Kirk? I know whoever's watching this, whether now or later, please, if Charles Kirk has been to, I'll get it. If Charles Kirk has been, I'll put it in the chat because I'm forgetting his name because I think he's a piece of shit. Sorry, not to speak ill of the dead, but he's it's Charlie, right? Charlie Kirk. I'm calling him Charles. Charles Kirk. If people say think about his family, think about stuff like that. I thought about Malcolm X's family, because you watch so many of the shows and the reenactments, and I can't imagine, being basically a hippie, because if you're asking for peace, you're kind of, he said peace by any means necessary. So we're trying to talk about it's half hippie, because the goal is this. No, the goal is this.
You've got to love life to have life,
which is not what Charles Kirk was. Charles Kirk was kicking. He was kicking Charles Willy Wonka Kirk. He was kicking white supremacy. He was kicking anti-feminist, anti-woman, especially anti-black woman. Just negativity all around. So I don't know where does when do we mourn such a person? When do we all find in our heart to mourn such a person? I mean, that's for the saints. That's for God to decipher what happens with him. But as he was on earth, my views and opinions toward him do not change because he died. Are y'all crazy?
It was all a dream.
That would be outside of my character if I was like, well, look, he was a bad person, but the fact that he died, now that changes my mind. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But a lot of you guys out there are changing your mind on white supremacy and your takes on it because he was murdered. So now you're like, was it that bad what he was saying?
Yeah.
Stick to your guns. Either you like black people or not. All right. Charles Kirk does not like black people. Charles Kirk does not give a damn about black people.
You gotta keep them separated.
You put this bitch in 720p. I have the Union Presbyterian group here, religious group. They break down martyrdom from the black perspective. I heard from the whites. I'm not gonna play more of them than the other. I'm an equal opportunist when it comes to information. I am not a racist. This is not a racist channel. I believe that we need to get together, and that's why I'm doing these things. Of course, I could have the mentality of Charles Kirk, which was just basically he was hoping that other white males follow his lead. Do you hear the things he was saying? Could you imagine that? But I want to hear from my people. Alexa, I need you to make me big, and I need you to stop playing on my phone. Thank you. Appreciate you. Always. All right. We'll hear from them, and then we're going to get religious, y'all. I got some shit I want to share with you. One of the earlier saints, he goes by the name of Black Moses. I want to play a little bit of his lore, and then I'm going to play a clip, short clip, talking about what it means to be a martyr in Islam. And then, I got a Black woman who is pleading with other Black women to stop being the martyrs. So we're going to try to get through that as quick as we can without burning daylight. Welcome to Live at 5, guys.
We're going live. Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook. Wherever you get your podcast. Yes, we'll be right back. 6 o'clock.
If you have the internet, it's free. If you put on your internet, it'd be there. Like, subscribe, and share on the internet. It's on the internet. Just put on linktointernet.com.
Zoom. I cut myself off. I cut myself off. Sorry about that. I tend to do that. I cut people off and I cut myself off. I'm an equal opportunist asshole. This tomorrow, I will be reviewing, guest or not.
Okay. Well,
Iceman 3 or whatever. Drake's new album. It's time. Someone tweeted that Drake's, I think it was, I hate to quote Kai Cenat. Hold on. I'm looking at my phone. I'm trying to get the.
and what, check with Google time. It's Google time.
I'm trying to get the full name. Yeah, it's Iceman. The album's called Iceman. And it's, I think the whole, I don't know if the single is out or the album is out. I'm just double checking real quick.
And what, check with Google time. It's Google time.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
I'm officially not a fan of Drake. I have to Google if his album came out because I'm not aware. I used to be. We talked about that on the last show. That's why I'm reviewing the album. Clearly, Drake is in the air tonight. So I will be, if the album's out. If the album's not out, then I'll just do the single. No, the album's not out yet, but the single's out. No. He released one song called The Doghouse. He's back in the doghouse. Never out of the doghouse. And I guess. Okay, he released Iceman 3 on YouTube, but not on Spotify. So, no Drake. Forget about what I said. No Drake this for tomorrow because he didn't release the album. Unless something changes by tomorrow. But of course, we'll have something else. We'll come up with something else. Yeah, I think it's Which One. I think his new single is Which One, but I don't know. I don't do singles. We don't have to do that. I'll wait till the album comes out. So I'll pick another album from the top. I'll take it from the top.
Holy shit! What is reality?
I believe Dr. Terrell said. What is a martyr? What is a martyr, and how do we define who fits that category? Let's see. We'll start off with. I want it to be a free flow of free flowing conversation, but let's start off with Dr. Terrell.
Well, a martyr is a witness, but a martyr is not one who dies for the faith, but one who lives unto the point of death to witness to the faith. So a martyr is a living witness. And it's not just someone who dies for the faith. That's not it. That's not it at all. We got it really backwards, but one who really lives for the faith. And so no, I don't consider George Floyd a martyr. I consider him a murder victim. Someone who is sacrificed, someone who is betrayed by the system that was supposed to protect him. So no, I don't know. I think martyr also conjures up in our minds this idea of redemptive suffering. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that suffering is redemptive ever. I think it can be redeemed, but I don't think it's redemptive in and of itself. Mm. So no, I think that to be a martyr is to live as fully as you possibly can to express your faith, to be completely empowered as a witness, to witness. I remember driving through Richmond and seeing a statue of Robert E. Lee that had the words, General of the Civil War, blah, blah, blah. And the last line was Christian martyr. And I was completely undone. I could not believe what I was seeing. I was so outdone with that designation. I mean, but in a sense,
let's hold on.
And what let's check with Google time. It's Google time.
I'm just trying to. Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure. I was just checking something real quick. I'll share my screen. I just wanted to make sure. Hold on. Because you want to talk about Christians. Charlie Kirk was a Christian. He was a legit. He stood for Christians. There's a picture of him in church. Here we go. Share my screen. There he is. So he's not playing. He's at the pew. Pew pew. Hold on. I'll go. Make it bigger. It's on Instagram. There he is. So he's in there. Some Scottsdale, Arizona. When he began talking about our Blessed Mother, I knew he had become Catholic. My church, I have seen him. Ave Maria, bless the Mother Mary, please receive. I don't know why I went Irish with that. Our Savior and our Christ of Lord and Jesus Christ, amen. May he rest in God's hands, I believe, is starting the truth. All right. He truly was a martyr. Do you see that? Look. Look at that, mate. Look at that. You see that? Wait, you don't see what I see. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. I'm having all the fun. You can't see what I'm seeing. 1 second. Sharing the screen. 1 moment. I'll be right with you. No, not that one. Not that one. This one. Okay. Speaking of martyrdom, check this out. Right in the chat. Bam. I highlighted it. See that? No problem. May he rest in God's hands. I believe he was starting to know the truth about our faith. He truly was a martyr with, I want to say, over 300 likes. So there you have it. There it is. So you do the math. So he is considered a martyr, confirmed. Confirmed to the chat and confirmed with 300 people who responded to that response, that ridiculous claim that because he sits in the pew, he sits in church. Not only is he a devout Christian, but he is doing this in the name of God. Whatever it is he's doing, I don't watch all of his work. I just watch the bad. It's all bad to me. I don't know what's the good show. It's all bad to me.
Yeah.
He comes across as a racist and a blazer. That's all I got. I got nothing more, nothing less. But yeah, they call him a martyr in the chat. I gotta see his replies. Let's see them together. I don't think so. Search on YT for a debate he held with Michael Knowles about the faith and his critics on Catholic Church. That was quite a bit ago, though. He's changed. People be capping for people like they're their nephews.
I don't need
so much cap. Like, oh, don't. How do you know? That's my church. I've seen him. So he was about to become a Catholic and a great evangelizer. May vengeance be in God's hands. Okay. I've seen enough. All right. That's enough of that. But yeah, he's in the church. So ain't no cap in his prayer. He's all about that. Let's get back to the ladies and the gentlemen. Doctors. Share my screen again. Alexa, make me big. Thanks. Appreciate you. And we'll get back to it. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Live at 5. The only show starts at 6 o'clock.
There. And so I don't know. I can't in good conscience call those martyrs who are not demonstrating their commitment, their faith posture. And I can't in good conscience call martyrdom something that should be sought for either. Because no one wants, even Jesus didn't want to die. He didn't want to die. Take this bitter cup from me. He didn't want to die. Nevertheless, he was empowered to witness all the way up until his death. And even as he was dying, he witnessed his faith. But just to glorify martyrdom in and of itself is to just glorify, in many instances, just murder. And they're just murder victims. This was a murder victim. And so was George Floyd, and so was Philando Castile, and so was Sandra Bland, and so are.
Now, you can say that my man was also a murder victim, but again, George Floyd never did nothing to me. If he pissed off that cop, I wasn't there. I didn't see it in the video.
It was all a dream.
I didn't get that. So if you're saying that the difference between a martyr is someone who dies in the hands of someone for no reason, sure. Was there malice behind that death? I'd like to think so. What was it, like 6 minutes, 9 minutes on the neck?
Yo, that's racist.
6 to 9 minutes.
Yo, that's racist.
sure, you could go that route, but again, he didn't get murdered for us. He got murdered because that cop was racist. Like that's all that. It wasn't an act of defiance or he wasn't up there like Charlie. I don't even think George Floyd had a podcast.
You're a fucking pig.
I'd never heard of the man until after he died. So I'm just saying, what kind of plight did he have for y'all to be throwing that word out there and not the other M word, which is just a murdered victim? Because just like Jesus, he didn't want to die either.
Do that make you feel a certain way? Do that make you feel?
But Charles had to know it was coming, baby. You can't. What did DMX say? If you do dirt, you get dirt. Simple.
For many, they're just victims. They're murder victims, and I don't. If we take their murders as a sign that we ourselves are justified in our press for justice, then I think we make of them scapegoats. They just become scapegoats to us as well, and I think that would be wrong. We need to, and not to relegate them to some rarefied idea of what it means to be, what it means to be a witness. What were they witnessing? They just were murdered.
Right.
They were murdered. I'm sorry.
I hear in your response a attempt to say, let's not try to make good something that was utterly horrible. Let's not try to, I'm going to use this, forgive me for saying this, let's not put lipstick on that pig.
Shout outs to Pig. I just did that. Shout outs to Pig.
You're a fucking
regular, no.
We did it, guys. They're quoting us now. We did it. I chose this clip for a reason, because a lot of people are bringing up Charlie Kirk's views and opinions on George Floyd, which was just, he was a fentanyl-riddled monster. Troglodyte, I think he called him. One of them, troglodyte, one of those words. Just didn't talk about the man while he was alive. Talked a lot of stuff about the man after he's dead. And all bad stuff. About a murdered victim. He was murdered. So there's a big difference. I bought that. I'm using this clip. Shout outs to the Presbyterian council, I think, council group, because they, they're focusing on, this is clearly old, but they're focusing on the connection between a martyr and just a murdered victim. People are saying that this guy is a murdered victim. I don't believe that. I believe he stood for what he believed in, and he also died for what he believed in. Like I said, his last words were, and I quote, gang violence. How many gangs have Charlie been in? When the last time Charlie joined the Crips?
Always with the gang. Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook.
Now, I know minds often disagree about things. What do you think, Dr. Ray?
Well, I mean, I take a slightly different vantage point, from the one that begins to try to describe and define martyrdom based on the subjective experience thereof. And I want to draw a little bit from the Orthodox traditions, specifically the ones that evolved in North Africa, but then also the ones that we identify today as Eastern Orthodox. Now, in that regard, martyrdom is not viewed from the subjective vantage point that someone is witnessing, etc., exclusively, but it's viewed from someone who has lost their lives, and their death being an occasion for God to create a revelation in terms of, first of all, the worth and value of their life, but then beyond that, the simple value of the existence that they had. Here, him just shrinking it down a little bit. But the idea that a martyr is someone in whose death, when it is gazed upon, and this is where the whole idea of the icons come from, when it is gazed upon, you're actually able to see through the icon to the power behind it, which is the power of God. So martyrs then are ones who more often than not were killed.
I would say martyrdom would be seeing a God like, but God as in values and God as in like the way. So seeing God-like attributes in a human being on earth would be a proper martyr, because that's, if he's following in the ways of Christ or what have you, just being kind and gentle and serving peace and serving the Lord. So if that person was doing that, sure, that's a gangster ass plight, right? That's a good plight. But do you have the same mourning and the same sadness for someone who only spewed hatred? How can you have the same for both?
Really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
You can't be both. You can't be a martyr for peace and a martyr for justice, and then a martyr for freedom, but then say slavery was like some sort of service. That service that should only go by volunteer, and there should be no payment for that service.
It was all a dream.
White people.
Unjustly, more often than not, were murdered by whatever were the reigning powers. But in their murder, God overrules the power of evil and creates the occasion for the disclosure of the divine power. So I would say that if we understand martyr, because I fully agree with everything that Dr. Terrell said, that a subjective definition of martyr is one that is not only unhelpful, but is actually unfaithful. But if we draw from some of these other traditions and say that the fact that this thing, which could have been simply the victory of evil, that God has made it something different. And so in that regard, I would very much say, because I wrote a piece about this with Michael Brown a number of years ago, about how as we gaze upon him, we are invited to gaze upon the power of the victory of good over evil, because evil did not have the last word. Now, it's not to say that evil won't have another word, because, of course, it did have another word. It's the last word. And so it's that we gaze upon them, and as they become occasions for these beings who have been utterly reduced to our bodies and have been reduced to a solidarity of suffering and annihilation, that we are able to find a creative strength that can overcome and overthrow what the Pentecostals would call the strongholds of the world, is a revelation of God's power. So I think that in terms of, I think I would use that term carefully, but I would use the term because in a sort of a particular Christian stream, that doesn't try to talk about the subjective piece of martyrdom, but rather the objective occasion for the power of God to be revealed in the seeming weakness of those who have been murdered. That is how they become martyrs, because they become symbols for us to begin to recognize that the power of good will actually have the final word.
Amen. Thank you so much for that. And I love the sort of the contrasting answers that give us.
Also, again, I think I played about the same amount. Yeah, if you want to finish this again, it's How Long, O Lord, Existential Martyrdom and Black Suffering. Check that out. It's about an hour, but it's pretty good. Maybe I could put the link in the chat. I didn't put the other one in the chat because I didn't think about it till right now. I'm not being a racist.
Yo, that's racist.
Look, I played the other. You want to go get the other one if you want to play that one, but I'm gonna put this one in the chat. I listen. Something about the speed about the other one. I barely remember half the stuff they said, but I get it. I broke down what they said. I got it. But this one, you should finish. I'm probably going to finish it as well. But I'll share the link of this inside the chat room. How's that? Did I do it? Did I get it? We got it. Maybe. Uh-oh.
Yeah, all that jumping is making me nervous.
They jump so much because they have superpowers. ¿Qué no entiendes, chingao?
Yeah, no, I'm jumping around, but we gotta get through the show. Here's the link of the full video in the chat. I know I wanted to get to the young man over here in the corner. Let's see, they kind of have matching t-shirts on. Look at that, Jabril Hassan. So if you want to hear about Jabril Hassan, maybe we'll revisit this further down the track. But for now, I got to move on. All right, look. If you're just joining us, if it looks like a mental breakdown,
I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe, and share.
This is Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. Today's topic is making martyrs out of morons.
We're going live.
Now let's get into como se dice, since we were talking about saints, since we're getting all biblical. Shouts to Jesus. God, not now. God, not now. Oh Lord, Gaga, not now. I think Lady Gaga dropped that commercial right after his death because that guy hates gays. So she probably did. Anyone ask Lady Gaga what she thinks about Charlie? Probably doesn't care. And people don't care about what Lady Gaga thinks either, right?
Subscribe and share. It's free. If you have the internet, it's absolutely free. If you have the internet, it's free. If you put on your internet, it'd be there. Like, subscribe, and share on the internet. It's on the internet. Just put on linktointernet.com.
Okay. So this is Black Saint Moses. He is a bandit monk. I believe he was some sort of a pirate. He was a humble monk that wanted peace, but then again, as we all do, he was met with force. I never heard of Black Moses, Saint Moses, the black from fearsome bandit to holy monk. I've never heard of Saint Moses. Maybe that's on me. Maybe is Moses and Saint Moses the same person? Should I Google that before I play the video?Maybe.
I was caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
This is one of those AI videos that people make. So just disclaimer. It breaks down a little bit of who this guy was and why he's considered an actual martyr. I've never heard of this saint, so I was fascinated. I'm sure you have. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. but we're gonna learn about them together.
We're going live. 5, 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
720p because we don't want no problems. Okay. Damn near any. I don't know annotations. Let's turn those off. Turn that off. All right, we got it. Thank you for joining me. I see some people in the chat. You could be anywhere. I'm sure there's someone somewhere ranting and raving. They're raving.
It's a word that some gay man made up.
You go over there. That's fine. But today, we're just talking about the importance of who we call a martyr and are we misusing the word? I think that we're misusing the word. From what I've understood, what it means, you could be a witness without sacrifice. So I would like to say he is just someone who takes on the role of being witnessed, but yet his goals and his plight is lost on me. I've watched a lot of his work. I've watched more work than some people who are supporting him have. And I'm just saying from a personal experience, I know someone who has been vouching for this person and they just found out who they were. So I'm just saying I've known about this guy for a minute. So I'm like, what's the hubbub about?
I was like standing on the corner drinking 40s, smoking weed. And so God like pursued me though.
I don't get the hubbub. And I feel like he's one of those people that had to see it coming. You can't talk like this about such a large group of different ethnicities and peoples and sexual orientations and don't think nobody wants to pew pew. Somebody's going to want to pew pew. Unfortunately. And you talk about family. He should have thought about his family before he was saying those things because he got himself hurt. And they took a lot of his net worth is fuck. I'm trying to get his exact amount. Let's see what we got. Nowadays, just gotta ask AI. Everybody's lying. I don't ask Google for shit. All right, because it's too colluded. Turning Point USA, salary of founder CEO nonprofit. He saw a salary of $400 and all right, let's do it. So we have like a lump sum. Okay, there we go. We got it. I'll share this screen. Stop that screen. Share this screen real quick. Then we're gonna get to Black Moses. Welcome live at 5, the only show that Google's during the show.
I got family.
So here we are. Booyah. Alexa, make me big. Thank you. $4.75 billion in the gated Arizona golf community. That's one of his homes. He gets $400,000 for one show. between people who are peaceful, who want to make money off of being peaceful as well, when they see that they're not going to be able to get that $4.75 million house, or they're not going to be able to earn 5.2 mil or 6.5 mil for another home in Arizona that's outside the gated community. What else is it? You know, you're not going to be able to spend this much money because you're talking about peace. Maybe if you were talking about something more violent, you could get that house by the golf course. You know, maybe if you debunked reparations more, maybe you could be able to hit the course with your bros. So again, people don't like to admit that people did things for money and they don't necessarily believe in shit. But then if you believe in what he believes in, why would you want to break that narrative? Why just not just believe that he was right and he was just murdered because people didn't want to hear the truth? That's another thing I heard today. That's a lot of word I keep hearing. The truth. It's not the truth. He blatantly says lies. It's not that I'm making that up. Even Grok on X has debunked majority of his stuff. Guys.
Holy shit! What is reality?
On Elon's platform, Grok debunks everything that he's majority of the things that he said. Just because you're a chauvinistic asshole and you always thought like that, it doesn't mean like this one guy who says it, who has a following and makes money, is the truth. If we're going by money equals truth, then this whole country is a lie.
Do you know the story of a man once feared as the leader of 75 bandits who terrorized villages and ruled the desert with violence? His hands, once stained with blood, would one day be lifted in prayer, and his voice, once filled with anger, would speak words of wisdom and mercy. From a life of crime, he was transformed into a monk of peace, a spiritual father, and finally a martyr for Christ. This is the story of Saint Moses the Black. Before beginning, drop an amen in the comments if you're ready to learn more, and hit the like button if you're excited to dive deeper into this extraordinary.
Is Black Gandalf saying these words to me? Is that what's happening here? I love when they've used the Gandalf voice and then also ask for subscription. Please like it and subscribe it to the channel. The Lord will bless you kindly. Please, if you find it in your heart that you can't use the Moses voice and also, the Black Gandalf voice and then ask for subscriptions, or can you? What would Jesus do? Shouts to Jesus.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was mine.
Ordinary story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow along with the next inspiring stories of the saints. Chapter 1. Childhood and Origins. Moses the Black was born around the year 330 in Egypt, though his ancestry traced back to Ethiopia. His early years unfolded in a world of contrast.
I want everyone to know that they shouldn't let societal pressures or even...
Didn't even let the man talk. Can't even let the man get into it without cutting the man. Jeez Louise. All right, we're going to do a little bit of this, and then I'm going to get into the final video of the night, which would be listen to these two gay men have some tea. Sure. We'll get into a little bit of this. Clearly, it's 42 minutes. We can't do the whole thing. We'll skim through. We'll get through like what he stood for, and then I'll get to how he was considered a martyr. So we'll get his origin story. I'll do a hard cut once he starts getting into like his appetite and all that other stuff. If you want to get into that, you could, of course, check it out on your own. But I got to get to the potatoes. Welcome to Live at 5. We're
going live.
Get into the potatoes.
We're going live. 5.
I wish I did.
Like 6. 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh.
I love that drill. It's not hard. Hello? Good? Oh, sound.
His childhood, however, bore more shadows than light, and his restless spirit longed for power. From his youth, Moses stood apart for his imposing size. He grew tall and broad, with remarkable physical strength that drew attention. People marveled at his ability to carry loads others could not lift, and his presence commanded notice wherever he went. Such natural power might have become a blessing had it been guided by virtue. Instead, his strength lacked discipline, and his fiery energy often slipped into anger and harshness. As he entered manhood, Moses became a servant in the household of a government official. His position might have offered stability, but his temper proved difficult to restrain. Fierce words and violent reactions marked his behavior. He was not content to obey, but longed to command, unwilling to be mastered. Beneath his great frame lay a will untamed, and his restless spirit threatened to undo the order of the house where he lived. Inevitably, trouble followed. Accused of theft and suspected even of murder, Moses soon lost the trust of his master. His deeds left scars of fear and suspicion, and he was dismissed from service. The household could no longer endure his violent tendencies. Cast out into the world, he found himself without place or protector. Freedom became a heavy burden, for he carried bitterness in his heart.
We got Team Black Moses, and then we're gonna get into. We're gonna do a quick. We'll get into probably. I'll do a quick jump before he jumped into the monkism. There we go. We'll get into when he got brutal. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Of change. A desire stirred within him to leave behind the old path of destruction and step toward a new life, one shaped not by power, but by grace. Chapter 5. Baptism and monastic life. Drawn by the serenity of them such peace. Patiently, the brothers instructed him in the teachings of Christ. They opened the scriptures, telling of the mercy of God and the hope found in his Son. Day after day, Moses listened intently, his once restless spirit now eager to hear. In their words, he discovered a truth deeper than any power he had known. As the teacher,
he went full Jedi. Okay, I see the dark side here. He went full Jedi. We're gonna cut before when he leaves to go on his plight. Looks like that's what's happening here. We're off to battle, so we're gonna get here. Let's go. Let's do this test.
Which was used to late.
A wise woman told me that sometimes Allah may give you a test to prove your worthiness to him or to her. It's mostly him. I mean, the Quran says he's a man. Sorry, but to prove your worthiness. So, again, what tests do many God-fearing, hate-hearted, racist Christians, what tests is God giving them? Like, was Charlie Kirk's test to do what he was doing? Was that his test from God in his mind to spew hatred and to what he deemed truth, making justifications for violence, glorifying the killing of African Americans, glorifying the mistreatment of our ancestors. Was he hearing that from God? Because if that's the case, I want nothing to do with white Jesus. You better keep his matzo ball, matzo soup hands, and gefilte fish hands away from me. Because if he was following the way of his leader and Lord, it can't be. It's only destruction. All right. So he sacrificed his body.
And gentleness. Each struggle he faced taught him that holiness could never be achieved by force, but only by surrendering to the grace of God. The journey remained long and demanding, yet his path was clear. Step by step, the former robber was becoming Christ's faithful servant. Chapter 7. Learning patience and humility. Despite his sincere desire to follow Christ, Moses often felt discouraged. Memories of his violent past weighed heavily on his conscience, and he feared he would never reach holiness. Surrounded by monks who seemed so peaceful and pure, he judged himself harshly. Every failure in prayer, every weakness in discipline seemed to shout that he was unworthy. At times he wondered whether his conversion had been real or merely a dream. Sensing...
See, that's exactly what I mean. That's what I mean. Are you dreaming?
It was all a dream.
Even the people who are following him now, are you dreaming? Do you not remember what he was saying?
It was all a dream.
You didn't watch his podcast. His daily podcast, he took no days off.
It was all a dream.
But he should have took some days off, because maybe he would have still had... You got to protect your neck. All right. You got some sensei-ing. You jumped around. Where we at? After this, I'm getting into a brief introduction of what martyrdom means in the Islam way, and then I'm ending it with the black woman's plight of black women begging other black women to stop the fight. He looks like Saul Williams.
Yo.
He looks like Saul Williams. All right. This is after he's been through the plight. He failed, and now he's back. Wait, can we get a little ahead when he's wiser? Okay. Uh-oh. He's already old. Okay, well, let's get right before he gets old. Yeah, let's get when he was just walking around. Let me see. Let's see what happened here.
Once brought fear, but as the Father who brought consolation. In this way, Moses became a living example that true holiness is measured by charity, for love is the greatest commandment of all. Chapter 9. Mercy and Leadership. In the desert monastery of Sketis, discipline was highly valued. The monks sought to live holy lives, and when one failed, the community gathered to discuss correction. One day, a brother committed a fault that caused scandal among them. The elders decided to call an assembly where each monk would weigh in on the matter. Among those summoned was Moses, whose life had already begun to inspire others through patience, wisdom, and quiet humility. When the messenger arrived, Moses at first refused, "A great and ever before me." His humility puzzled some of the younger brothers. How could a man so respected decline to fulfill his... And out of obedience, Moses agreed to attend. He delivered a letter would never forget. Moses filled a large sack with sand, cut a hole at its base, and hoisted it onto his shoulder. As he walked toward the meeting, grains of sand spilled silently behind him, leaving a trail in the dust. Monks who saw him were bewildered. By the time he reached the gathering place, all eyes were fixed on the strange sight of the elder entering with his burden.
So when you see trails of sand behind you, or you see like sand behind you, it's just Black Moses. For every grain of sand that you see, it's kind of like the footprints, it's just Moses, not any Moses. Black Moses.
Pouring steadily from the torn sack. When asked what it meant, Moses answered calmly, "My sins run out behind me, and I do not see them. Yet I have been summoned to judge the sins of another. Tell me, brothers, how can this be right?" His gentle words, spoken without anger, pierced the hearts of all. The simple image of the leaking sack spoke louder than any sermon, confronting each monk with the...
Did he say leaking sack? Hey, yo.
Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook, wherever you can. We'll be right back.
The truth of his own weakness and hidden faults. The assembly fell silent. Those who had come prepared to condemn were ashamed. The harshness they had intended melted away, replaced by tears and humility. Confronted with Moses' example, they realized that judgment belongs to God alone. With softened hearts.
That's it. Perfect.
This is how I read 100 pages in 10 minutes. Just imagine listening on your way to class. I don't read anymore. I gave up on reading.
What is a white set? How do you get white leather in this day and age? So expensive. How do they afford white leather for these streams? Speaking of affording streams.
What I need, I need dollar is what I need.
Cash App's right there. You know what to do. Do your thing, especially if it looks like a mental breakdown. All right. One before last, and then I'm getting the hell out of here. Thank you for joining me. This has been Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. Kick it on a Thursday night, y'all. Alright, listen, if you want to finish the rest of this video, of course, like the rest of them, this is Saint Moses the Black, from fearsome bandit to the holy monk. Clearly, how this goes is that he decided to that there is no martyrdom, that the true martyrdom is forgiveness and love in your heart. Because, like I said, no, before you do that,
you've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
All right, so we're gonna get into a brief video about what martyrdom means to Islam, and then we'll end with the Black woman, and then we're done for tonight. Thank you for joining me, guys. Live at 5. The only show starts at 6 o'clock. I hope you learned something.
We're going live.
What are we talking about?
We're going live at 5. 6 o'clock.
Making martyrs out of morons, guys. So far, I have a better understanding of what it is to be a martyr, and I definitely know that he was not one. Sorry.
Delete! 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 Delete!
All right, so we're going to hear from Dr. Shabir Ali. And he's going to put this bitch at 720p because we're on the problems. And I'll let him get to it. It's only 10 minutes, guys. I'm going to skim through it. But he's going to get into the Quran's version of what, since we did the Christian, I'm going to do the Quran version of what being a martyr is. And then we're ending it with, of course, the king of all kings.
The African American woman is the backbone.
I'll end it with the Black woman's perspective, asking other Black women to stop being the martyrs. All right, welcome Live at 5, the only show that goes in order. If you like what you're seeing, please, by all means,
Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcast. We'll be right back.
Speak.
Pleasure to be on.
Now, Dr. Shabir, Palestinians, when they refer to those who have been killed by Israel, they refer to them as martyrs. And people who are watching from the outside, particularly people who are not familiar with Islam, take issue with that. They take exception to that. They say, well, martyrs, that conjures up terrorists, that conjures up suicide bombers. So I want to understand from you, Dr. Shabir, how the Quran refers to martyrs, what it says about martyrs, and how do Muslims in general understand that concept?
I say the Quran like a Westerner. The Quran. I didn't know it was silent. It's Quran. It's not cool. It's Quran. It's like it's a flow. I say Quran. See, look at that.
Of martyrdom.
Mm-hmm. So the Quranic reference to martyrs has the immediate context of the life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in which Muslims were beleaguered by many allied forces who wanted to decimate the Muslim population, to remove this new religion and stop it from getting started. So Muslims had to defend themselves in battle, and the Quran gave permission for the Muslims to rise up and defend.
That is the same beliefs as the one and only, rest in peace, Malcolm X. The same exact quote from the Quran. It's just put in a different way. It was, you are allowed to strike for freedom. You are allowed to demand justice. You are allowed to be a human being amongst other human beings. You are no less than anyone else on this planet. I say that because there's certain people in the powers that be that they do not keep that same rhetoric. They do believe that there are certain beings on this earth that are higher than some. Well, we're all at fault. We're all at fault. You could go anywhere with this. We're all at fault. So for one group to call another group the causes of this, and then you have other people who jump on that Caucasian carriage. Oh, you got it! I don't know if you're aware of what you're doing. This person is spewing propaganda. You should know the difference between propaganda and martyrdom. Hopefully it's cleared up. Hopefully cleared up. Thank you for joining me. Welcome live at 5.
We're going live. Themselves. Otherwise, from the Quranic perspective, the churches, the mosques, the synagogues, the monasteries would be demolished. So they have to be people who defend the good causes and defend the Muslim populace in particular. So those who died in that effort in battle against those who were attacking them were referred to in the Quran as martyrs. So, for example, at the conclusion of one such engagement where a large number of Muslims were killed, the Quran in the 3rd chapter gives some solace to the believers by saying that God allows such things to happen. And one of the good things that come out of such bad situations is that God chooses martyrs from the population, meaning in essence that those Muslims who died in the battle while defending the Muslim frontier did not die in vain, but rather they died in God's good graces.
So anyone in the chat, when you're watching this later or right now, or whenever you're watching this, I need you to put down into this comment section or into this, underneath this story, what do you think Charlie Cook died? Charlie said his name wrong again. Damn. You let me know what you think he died for. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't say he died for freedom. That's a lie. We're already free. Some of us. Don't say that. He didn't die for your freedom? Are there white people that don't feel free? I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what a bound white person is. White people. What is a bound white person? What are you like? What is that? Like sadomasochism? White people.
It was all a dream. It was all a dream.
I don't know what bounds you.
they meet God as martyrs. The Arabic term for that is shuhada in the plural, or shaheed in the singular.
So does the Quran mention shuhada or shaheed in the verses itself?
Yes. And being a shaheed or a martyr, it has become a kind of ideal in Muslim tradition, and that ideal can be linked to verses of the Quran. For example, there's a verse that speaks of the promise that people will be among if they do right, that is, then they'll be among the prophets, the shuhada, and the salihin, the righteous people, and also the martyrs. So the martyrs are thought to have a high station. Other verses that don't necessarily use that term speak about people being killed in the way of God. So do not say that those who have been killed in the way of God, that they are dead. Rather, they are alive with God. Another verse says that God feeds them. And the hadith elaborate more on this. So there are hadiths which are little references to something the Prophet, peace be upon him, might have said, indicate that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that a martyr is not only the one who dies in the battle, but a martyr could be someone who dies unjustly, somebody who's defending himself or defending his property and is killed thereby. A woman dying in childbirth is considered a martyr according to.
For sure, a life giving life dies in the pursuit of giving life. How poetic is that? Did anything Charlie did resemble a woman giving birth in his entire career? Would you compare any of his podcast videos to a woman giving birth? Because they keep calling him a martyr. I just showed you in the text in the damn chat room. I just showed you that they call him a martyr. They didn't call him that before he was alive, but when he was alive, though, they never used those words. They never said that if you go, Charles, you're going to be a martyr, brother. They never said that. But now they're saying that because they see the outrage of our actions. They see that we're upset. So if you call someone a martyr while you're watching people who you don't like celebrate or not feel as empathetic as you do, you'll use other terminology to boost this person's character where I don't even think he thinks he was a martyr. So again, you're putting godlike attributes in someone's hands that I don't even think they want. That's white power.
It was all a dream.
White people.
One such narrative as well. Somebody dying from a stomach ailment, somebody dying from a plague. All of this qualifies as, according to hadith, as martyrdom, and somebody dying from as the victim of some like fallen building or something of this nature. So from some violent, someone dying from.
We did it. 9/11. It's 9/11. We did it.
The world you live in is just a bigger point. There is another world, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
Some violent affliction would be, by a broader definition, a martyr as well. Which
so it seems like Muslims view martyrdom in a pretty broad way compared to perhaps other religions. Would you say that?
Yes, in a broad way. Whereas there is also a restricted sense. The sense in which one dies within a battle, but there are other senses as well. Like if one dies within the battle as a soldier defending the Muslim frontier, then there are special rules about how the body will be treated.
I understand that. So not to cut you, my brother, inshallah. So I would say this, but dying in war depends on, is it a holy war? Is this a finance war? You can't be a martyr. I'm sorry, you can't be a martyr if you're getting paid $40 million to just spew things that you may believe or may not believe in. I can't say the man didn't believe in what he believed in. I would hope so. I would hope that he believed in what he believed in, to be kicking it to colleges and going to schools and kicking this narrative all over the world. I would hope that he wasn't just making up this to seem like a martyr, to seem like he actually gave a shit, let alone he just wanted to have enough money for his family to go on vacation every year, you know? All right, we did it, guys. We're up to the final video of the night. If you want to finish the rest of that video, of course, I'll give you the full title. That is Martyrdom in Islam, which is with Dr. Shabir Ali. He has a bunch of videos just breaking stuff down. All right, now the final video of the night is me. I'm going to talk to the black woman, a black scholar, doctor, another doctor. Oh, geez. I like getting doctors' perspectives only because they don't have any reason to lie, I guess. Like, you know, I don't think they're looking for followers and shit. So I just go with boring doctors or boring practitioners or anybody who's actually in the field to touch on that, because I don't really want too much of como se dice, outside perspective when it comes to this sort of topic. I don't want opinions. I just want facts. So I go to people who study stuff just to get that, and I usually go way back. First I can go back was 2019, so which was rest in peace. 2020, 2019. Rest in peace to George Floyd. All right, so here is the black woman we've all been waiting for, Stephanie Perry. She made a video, 195,000 subscribers, 971 likes. I may be one of them. You be the judge. She's in Costa Rica. She left on holiday. Take these off. Take that off. No, maybe leave that on. Who knows? Hit this bitch at 720p because we don't want any problems. Okay. Share my screen. Last video of the night, guys. Look, listen. Thank you for joining me. 2:40. I don't know. 2 hours and 40 minutes. I don't know what we're doing tonight. I just wanted to lock this in. I wanted to lock in that I think we're misusing the word, and I think for sure we have to have a clear understanding of what an actual martyr is. Is this person doing it just for self-gains? Is this a spiritual journey? Is this someone perpetrating a false victim complex on another group of people and for their own well-being, to make them look like they're right, because you know the temperature? If you ever been on X, Twitter, the show I'm going to do tomorrow, if you ever been on X, you know it's a safe haven for white supremacy. So if you are one of those people who feel like your voice is never heard because it's full of hate, and he was your hatred voice for you, that's not a martyr. That's just a race baiter. Dying for your opinion doesn't make you a martyr. Dying for a cause doesn't make you a martyr. What was his cause? Self-destruct, world domination? Now we're back to Pinky and the Brain. We did it.
Subscribe and share. It's free. If you have the internet, it's absolutely free. If you have the internet, it's free. If you put on your internet, it'd be there. Like, subscribe, and share on the internet. It's on the internet. Just put on linktointernet.com.
All right, so this lady. So okay, I just want to see. I don't want to cut her off. All right, yeah, I'll let her. Yeah, I think half of this she's just talking about how dope her Costa Rica apartment is, and she's like she's enjoying her life with her friends, and she's asking you to do the same. So I'll start it from it's only 7 minutes. I don't want to cut the whole thing, but I'll do right here. We'll start from here, and then that's it. I'm out of here. Thank you for joining me. Live at 5. The only show starts at 6 o'clock. I know I said it wasn't gonna be a long one, but I lied again. All right, makes me a liar.
Okay, well.
It's more excited for you to be a part of this experience of theirs. So you want to leave.
Approaching window. Copy that. ETA, 15 seconds.
15 on copy. Condition?
Looks like we got some Kentucky windage.
10-4.
One shot, one kill.
A universal fight, a resonating echo of the battles waged by oppressed people across the globe.
All right. Wow, it sounded like a little bit of Kennedy in me just now.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna need everybody to start taking these pills, and I'm gonna need everybody and just do me a favor and just take the pills.
This nigga sound like he's from Men in Black. He sound like Philip D'Onofrio from Men in Black. All right, shouts to black women.
Regular, it's
The
regular.
African
No.
American woman is the backbone of the black.
I think it was a good show. I think we did okay today. Learned some stuff. Maybe you have another. You know, we didn't get to Gandhi today. It's too complex. I mean, he was an advocate for peace who set himself on fire, so I felt like that was too complex. Can you be a martyr if you kill yourself? I don't know. That's what I'm trying. I didn't want to go there. That's over my head.
A few minutes to let you know that crusades require martyrs, and that crusade is going to kill you. It's going to make a martyr of you unless you step away from it. My name is Stephanie Perry.
Hey, Stephanie.
On this channel, I talk about house sitting and sabbaticals and career breaks and moving abroad because I am a house sitter. I have taken a sabbatical, a career break. I am moving abroad. I embrace ease over here. And I'm on a mission to make sure that Black women embrace ease. But I'm not on a crusade because I'm not martyring myself, okay? I'm in Costa Rica right now. It's beautiful. And I'm enjoying life.
It was
with
all
my
a
friends.
dream.
Hi, friends. And what I'm seeing on the internet right now is a whole lot of Black women really excited about some things, but sacrificing their own well-being in pursuit of those things. Crusades require martyrs, and a martyr is dead, D-E-D. If you don't want this thing to kill you, put it in perspective. Make sure that you are living a full life. If you right now can't imagine your life apart from your crusade, it's because you don't have a full life. It's because you have sacrificed your life for something, some cause, right? Some purpose, I don't like that word, some purpose that does not care about you. Because your purpose, your cause, your mission should include your own well-being. If Black lives matter, your life matters. If your life matters, your health, your wellness, your peace of mind matter. I just got the opportunity to talk with Farmer C of Green Heifer Farms on Saturday, and she said that she specializes in botanical unbotheredness. And I can't stop thinking about it. You know how I am. We need more unbotheredness in our lives, I think. And as Black women, we need to step down from crusade after crusade after crusade, because your life will come to an end. But the crusade, it's going to keep going. The struggle, it's going to continue. If you have decided that you are the person to cause the If you're the person to save the world or save your group of people, doesn't that require for you to save yourself first? But you probably haven't sat down and
they say when the plane crashed, before you put the thing over yours, you got to make sure you put one on the other, or you put yours on first and then you let the other one suffocate. So she's kicking like, how can you save people? Kind of like the quote, like I said earlier within this, a lot of people I feel are lost in their own direction of where they want to send people, right? So they're so lost within their own. Thank you. Nice speech. Appreciate you. Thank you for your contribution, CP, in the chat. Shout out to Alexia Green 6 from Twitch. Love that.
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
I said some people are too lost to find themselves, let alone too lost to even know what they're looking for. So, right, if you're on a journey or a plight, unlike Black Moses said, I think I figured this out. I figure out that shout out to the smiley faces. I feel like I think CP in the chat. I feel like people are like, yo, Black Moses said, I feel like the purpose of this has to be humility. It has to be peace. That's the only way this is gonna work. How can we judge people if we're doing dirt? Perfect. I feel like that's perfect. But of course it doesn't work, and of course other people don't think like that. Now, the only reason why other people don't think like that is because when a certain group of people think one way, there are a certain group of people,
White people,
not all, but some, not all, but some, that have to negate it just to be provocative, just to cause controversy. It's really right. Well, I mean, we try not to lie here on our Negroes. Appreciate your CP in the chat. You have to, if you think that what you're doing is productive, just look at your fan base. Look at the chat room. In that same chat room of Charlie Kirk, where people were talking about his death, there's a whole bunch of people calling other people's niggas. So I'm just trying to figure out, was that the journey he wanted to leave behind after his death? Like to keep the word nigger going in his name? I'm like, his soldiers are white supremacists, and if you think otherwise, I don't know. Watch all of his work, not just the cut shit. You guys are watching now. You're gonna get a whole bunch of edited videos of him, which I've seen with my own eyes. I'm not making this up. I've seen this with my own eyes. Someone breaking apart his videos to make it seem like he's saying something that he's not. And I'm like, no, I watched the entire video, 1 hour worth of his stuff, because I like to get both sides. I wouldn't do this unless I had both sides.
Yeah, all that jumping is making me nervous.
You take one part and you ride with that to the sunset. I think that's dumb. No, it's not dumb. It's moronic, the title. Moronic. We don't use the word dumb here. It's moronic, okay? It's moronic. You're sticking up for someone. Every person that I believe in, I know what they stand for. So even if they were murdered or they get murdered, I know that I went down believing in the right thing. For people the new people who are just jumping on CK, I'm gonna call it CK. CK's bandwagon without even knowing anything about the man, or knowing partially just seeing clips on TikTok and shit. That's not a soldier. You're not an advocate. You're an advocate for chaos.
It was all a dream.
You like the idea of chaos. You like the idea how he riles people up. He makes women cry or think twice about themselves. He according to the internet, he pwns black people.
Yo, that's right.
He pwns them by what? By listening to them and then already having a rebuttal of hatred? That's nothing. I stream every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I have that in the description. Thank you so much for your CP in the chat. I'm going to let the sisters finish, and I'm getting the hell out of here. Thank you for joining me. This is Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. We're wrapping up, guys. Thank you for joining me.
Oh, millions. Come on.
Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcast.
And really decided, I'm the
We'll be right
person who's
back.
going to save this thing. I'm the person. You probably haven't decided that. Somebody's probably decided that for you because you're a Black woman. Somebody has probably said, we require you to give your life for this. We require you to be the workhorse. We require you to mule for us. Now do it. You don't have to do it. You can be in Costa Rica. I just saw a post from Lizzo on Instagram. She's like, she's in Bali. I thought she was in Costa Rica based on the video, the picture. I'm like, girl, we neighbors. But she's in Bali right now. She said, I'm taking a gap year. Take a gap year. Even in the middle of your crusade, because you know it ain't going nowhere. Even in the middle of your movement, take your time, live your life. Because when it's over, you're going, I'm talking like I know what's going to be happening on your last day, but we know what's going to happen on your last day based on other people's last days, based on conversations that other people have on their deathbeds. What you're going to regret is not working more. You're not going to regret working more. What you're going to regret is not living your life to the fullest, not nurturing your relationships, not investing time into your hobbies, not developing your interests. Those are the things that you're going to regret on your last day, not, oh, I wish I had martyred myself for this cause that didn't care about me in the first place. Okay. I want to spread house sitting and sabbaticals and career breaks all around Black womanhood. But you know what I also do? I take sabbaticals and career breaks and I house sit. I spend a whole lot of time in my life doing as little as possible. And I'm not even the best at it. But I don't want to let the work that I do overshadow the life that I live. I don't want that for me and I don't want that for you. Okay. So celebrate, be joyous. This is a time when a lot of y'all are super excited about what could be. I don't know where your hope comes from, frankly, okay? Because we have past experience already that tells us that, okay, this is just more of the same. But if you want to engage in that hope, if you want to involve yourself in that crusade, you have to put you first. Give it a sliver, a slice of your time, not your life. Okay, because how you gonna feel when we end up in the same position with more of the same over again? You sacrificed good years, your life, for something that would not give you any thought, any consideration. All right. Okay, that's all I wanted to chat with y'all about today.
Well, just gonna plug a book. You could check her out. The Crucifixion is making you mad. I mean, that was the quote. That was the entire video. The rest of it is just her plugging a book. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done. Jeez Louise, 3 hours. I guess I did this because I wanted to be a martyr.
I don't need.
I've learned nothing. No. Don't worry. I'll sit here and stream. You don't gotta worry about that. I'll do it. I ain't have a drink of water. I ain't even. No. This has been a blast as always. Thank you for joining me. This is Live at 5. I do have an Instagram, Alexia Green. It's oddnegroes_1. You can check out the previous shows there. Drop the Insta. You bet. Appreciate you in the chat. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the H1N1 out of here. I've had a blast, clearly. Here is the username. I hope you got something. Again, we gotta stop throwing that word around. It's not helpful, and clearly we're misusing it. If we understand what an actual martyr is, how could all these people be martyrs? Okay, clearly there's some sheep in wolf's clothing. It's foolish to ignore the blurred vision that we have with this word and who we think are leaders and who we know are followers, who are followers just to get followers.
what I need. You know where that came? That came from me.
Followers just to get followers. It's foolish. It is not martyrdom. It's someone who embodies the principles of a false witness, what we learned today, and also it's a self-sacrifice. You wanted this to happen because of your actions. Sometimes people take certain actions so certain things don't happen. Prevention is called, I believe. You take prevention so certain things don't happen, or you take another route and it can lead to your last action. So with that being said, appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. X gonna give it to you. I wanted to review Drake's album. It's not out yet, so I'll pick another one. I'm not picking bad albums on purpose. Justin Bieber last time, that was just on par. He dropped a 42-track album. I gotta check it out. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do something. We'll do another album review. I'll see who's out. We'll do a new music Friday tomorrow. But yes, this has been Live at 5. Thank you for joining me. This has been Making Martyrs out of Morons. My closing argument is just don't call someone a martyr unless it's productive. And also, someone who dies for foolishness is not a fight. God didn't ask them to do that. They wanted to do that. The true progress is not found in creating more martyrs. It's built in building a world where no one has to be one. We don't need martyrs. We don't need someone to die to prove their point. The point should be proven on earth, not after death. So that's all I got. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to love yourselves and we love you back. I think I pretty much said all the name of the full videos if you want to check them out on your own. I skimmed through them. That's what we do on this show. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Going live into the 5.
Thank you for joining me. Like I said, love yourselves and love you back. Share the video, subscribe, and don't be such a pussy. Stick up for yourself. I don't know. No, stick up for what you believe in, okay? Don't flip-flop your beliefs, or no one knows what you died for. Just like Charlie Kirk.
Regular, regular, no.
Confused why he died. I'm not sure why he died, and I don't think that people were fighting for him are sure why he died. What was his main goal? His main goal was. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Share the video. Love yourselves, and I love you back. I knew it was one. Out.
Approaching window.
Copy that.
ETA, 15 seconds.
15 on copy. Condition.
Looks like we got some Kentucky windage.
10-4.
One shot, one kill.
A universal fight, a resonating echo of the battles waged by a